Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is doing very well. Today's a fairly sunny day. It's rained a little outside, but it is reasonable, which is good. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is checking out sort of meditation as a big picture. Now, I know you guys don't really see these videos as necessarily productivity focused videos, because I've been talking a lot about the sort of concepts around, routines, habits, and, being as productive as possible. And I feel like meditation does fall underneath that. Now in this video, what I do not want to do is give you the guide to meditation. What I want to do is give you the way and experiences that I've had so far over around about 9 to 10 months worth of meditation, and that's real fixed meditation. I used to do it previously, but this sort of 9 months has been a bit more rigor in my process in doing it, and I want to share sort of my experience about learning it and getting on with it. Now naturally, if you don't have time to watch this video, what I wanted to do is make as much information as available. So there's a PDF below which will give you all of the takeaways from this video. You don't have to sign up with your email, however it would just be, you just view it and it will come up as a document. You can download it and view it for later if you like. Just an easy way to do it, and it also digs a little deeper in some bonus advice and also all of the apps and things that I mentioned in this video today. When I first started meditation, I didn't really have like a point in time where I was like, okay, I'm gonna nail meditation. What I tend to do when I start things is create this bare bones structure. And what I mean by this is creating a skeleton. Like a simple skeleton where I can add the body and the body parts and the skin and all that later, so that I can basically run with the skeleton and then slowly add things later. I don't tend to like go in with a full approach to it. I tend to just this is how I work. This is maybe not how you work, but this is how I work, just creating a very simple structure and then build on it as I go along. So some of the benefits that have come from the meditation, doing this for about 9 months, is probably, benefit one was probably my confidence. I feel like my confidence got slowly better. You might have noticed this in the channel. I feel like calmer and more relaxed. I just feel more confident in my approach to everything. That might be from doing a lot of videos, but it also might be from, actually in the morning, being confident with myself and starting it as a strong pillar. Number two is probably my reduced stress levels. I used to worry a lot more about details in the day, and I sort of have calmed down a lot as a person. If there's something arises, I wouldn't get as angry, I guess. I never got angry, but I would never get I would just get a bit ticked off with something, and now I feel a bit more stress reduced now because I do this practice. And the third thing as well is it slowed down my mornings a lot. I used to literally get up, have a baby routine of doing some stretching and things like that, and then just go straight to the laptop and answer emails and get on with the day. And that was quite stressful. I realized looking back now that I learned a lot from, I guess, that process of now I don't see going back from doing meditation, slowing down my day at the start, because that's quite an important hour to my first hour to my day. So I want to take you through some of the things that I did at the start. So to sort of stage one, I think it was between 1 to 3 months in the timeline when I got started with it, is I just started with the simplistic stuff. So I basically used Spotify and YouTube as a way to stream meditation music. I would sit down between 3 and 5 minutes. I wouldn't sit down for a 20-minute one, I literally sat down for 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even 2 some days, just so that I could get some short wins in, versus having to do 15 minutes and then getting stressed out and quitting after 7 days. I said to myself as well, I would do this practice for at least 3 minutes for 90 days. So that way I set a benchmark for myself, and I did it for that, guaranteed. Now if you sort of struggle with this to start off with, there's things that can help, like habit trackers. I can recommend a few in the comments, but basically the habit trackers will just keep you on track with everything so that you don't sort of veer off. So going back to the tones, they were basic music, meditation music, not melody stuff, no instrumental necessarily. It was I believe I have all of the playlists I had, so I'll include that in the description too. But it was basically chimes to Tibetan music as well, so very cooling, very calming, not very stressful, and it just was a way for me to relax. Sometimes in that first couple of weeks I used Mozart as well as a way to sort of build on that too. So sort of stage 2, and this was between like 3 and 4, 5 months in, I moved to an app. I used Mindfulness, which is an app on iOS and Android. It's really easy to get on with. That's a reason I got it. It had the option to either go guided meditation or non-guided, so I had the option if I was there, and it had a few challenges as well, so you can go onto that option. But to be fair, it's probably the most sort of open plan to do meditation application, because you've got sort of like an open plan, you've got an experience that you can just go in and out of. There wasn't really any stress around it. Necessarily with like Headspace, which is a great app, you have to go through the sections and find a course to do, whereas with these ones you have a bit more open, and I will recommend a few more in the description below. The next sort of step inside of that was to move to like a range of applications. So I'm using now like Aura and Mindfulness together. One is like a 3-minute meditation, and you can obviously go 7-minute meditation in that. And also the other one, Mindfulness, is the 5-minute plus. So and now I keep my meditations between 5 to 10 minutes. I don't stress myself out with sort of the situational stuff. I'll tell you a bit more how I do my meditations, but I keep it at that sort of structure. I vary based on sort of, I guess like Aura is good for like if I want a guided meditation, and non-guided meditation is good with Mindfulness. So now what I do as well is between the sort of 6 to 9 month bracket, what I was doing was I was really adding new elements to it. So I was making sure that I was adding journaling, yoga, stretching, and lots of different things to boost my mindfulness practice. Now what I would do is I would go on a walk just listening to some music around, and I would never do that normally because I would like that time could be used for something, or like just like chill out or have a baby meditation at lunchtime or in the evening, and do some reading. So I'm doing a lot more mindful practice around it. So once you're comfortable with a basic meditation structure, you can add all of this brilliant stuff around the edges to sort of make it even more consistent, and you have all of these experiments running around, and you can either increase stuff that works or decrease the stuff that doesn't work. And it really does help influence all of that and brings it into a big picture of you being less stressed and sort of more happy as a whole. So it's in terms of like notes, I guess, extra notes, timings, I do this in the morning between like 7 and 7:30. I try to block off the first hour of my day without touching any sort of like devices or anything like that. I tend to just have my meditation. Many people asked, is that like tiring? What I do now is I sort of wake myself up with a bit of water and sort of make myself a cup of tea, so I have a bit more time to wake up, and then I do the meditation. Because one time I fell asleep while I was doing meditation. That was quite weird. So making sure that you're feeling a bit more awake when you're doing it, because you're trying to be as present as you can be. So I do like 5-10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, and I do that 1 to 2 times a day now. I do it in a seated position on the sofa. It's pretty comfortable. Sometimes if it's cold, I'll put a blanket over me and I'll just relax. I'll just tone out and just go on a full-on relax, and I'll either follow the guided meditation or do the non-guided meditation. I much prefer non-guided meditation, except for Aura has a couple of awesome classes that you can follow. So guys, I hope this added some value to you. I hope it gave you a bit of an overview of how I started to do meditation. Meditation is really your own experience, and this wasn't a guide. This was more of like an overview of what worked for me. There'll be a different recipe for you, and it's pretty easy to get started. That's one of the things I would say when people get started. People tend to like worry. They're like, oh, like I need to have the perfect meditation, and I wouldn't worry about like taking photos of that meditation. I wouldn't focus on taking photos. I like focus on the meditation itself. Do it quietly. Don't tell anyone you're doing it. Do it for 90 days. Promise yourself to do 3 minutes a day. Keep everything basic, and then add to it later and build on it and make it even stronger and better. And it's almost like I guess like having like a transformer. You've got the basic car, and then you can upgrade all of the parts to it later. So it's like Optimus Prime at the end. It was a weird analogy. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. We put out weekly videos now, all about topics like this, about how to be more productive in your day and how to boost your day. If you want to see everything as a PDF or download it for later, you can go down in the description below and download the PDF. It's free. There's no like sign up or anything like that. Just get it. Take it away, download it to your phone, enjoy it, but it hopefully will give you some additional value. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to have a great day, keep productive, and I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.